Namaste, angels. I'm going to do a reading. I thought it was going to be the weekly because I was just all of a sudden guided to do a reading. So I was like, I started preparing for the weekly. It's not the weekly. We're going to do a 7/7 reading. It doesn't have to just be for today, though, but I'm guided to do it today. Um, yeah, been seeing a lot of the angel numbers. They're not just angel numbers. That's why I do that because there's numbers have there's so many different numerical languages. But I've seen a lot of the repeating numbers today to go along with the 7/7. Of course, the sevens are about divinity. Um, Today, I feel, is a day to particularly connect with the divine and one's own divinity. In fact, I was guided to do something which was odd to me. Like all of a sudden, well, we're always guided to journal and stuff, right? That comes up a lot. Oh, you should write it down. Even I tell people all the time, you should write your dreams down, blah, blah, blah. But don't necessarily do it. I was literally guided. I was sitting at my desk to get up and go to my printer and pull a piece of paper out because I didn't see my, well, first I was guided to like look for my notebook. It just came all of a sudden like, where's your book? And I looked around and I didn't see it. And it was like, get a piece of paper out of the printer. And I did. And then I just basically started writing like to myself. Um, I guess what I was thinking, what I was feeling at the time. I wrote about the cycle, karmic cycle between me and my dude for years. Just like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then we start again. And I wrote all this stuff out, that I didn't want to do that anymore, and what we would be if that didn't happen, but how, if it was going to continue, I wasn't interested in going any further, and I was going to be all right because we've already reached that, or at least I have, that unconditional love place where it no longer hurts for us to not be together, or, I'm fine loving you from afar. The only thing was, I was like, if you'd have to take him out of my soul, right? That connection I can't break, and I wouldn't be able to properly move on with anybody else as long as that continue. That psychic, it's just very strong psychic connection, like where I could feel something happens to him, something's not right, or whatever. Um, so obviously, I wouldn't be able to have a normal relationship with somebody else if that was continuing. Anyway, I don't want to go into all that, but I was just like, I just wrote down, and I guess I'm guided to share this with you, although not the, all the details, but share this with you, the concept, the idea, in the event that, maybe some of you are meant to do this as well, and particularly today. On that note, dice, because like I said, I thought originally I was going to do the weekly, so I threw the dice here, and we got living room again. My choice, so mine and yours, as opposed to the other person's. Spend money, stay in bed, and no. Spirit says 29. I was just about to mention the 29 too. I felt like it was staring at me. There's an eat cake here too. Happy birthday to any cancers celebrating, or congratulations if you're celebrating something else. We also have love play. Love play, looks like. I need my glasses. Love play. Well, yeah, like, oh, um, that's crazy because I just got chills on both my arms and my left leg. Um, it's like playing games, and I was thinking about that as I was writing, and that song from Barry White, which precedes me, obviously. He's probably he's passed, of course, long past, but he would probably be old, would have been old enough to be like my grandfather or something, I think. So definitely not a recent song, probably from like the 70s or whatever. When too far back for me to even remember, but it popped into my head the song "Your Game," playing your game, babe, and it was a Barry White song. And as I'm saying all that, I'm holding the dice, and it's yes, and I still have, I don't know if you can see the hair standing up on my arms, the chills. But yes, so there's something about, playing games, I guess, in these karmic cycles. Living room still says living room. And sex. All right, cards. I got a Rider-Waite style tarot deck here, beginning with the Nine of Swords in reverse, which is about anxiety, depression, distrust. You may feel like you can't trust somebody that you're dealing with. And because of that, you may decide you'd rather spend some time alone, figuring things out. And you can afford to do that because you're like comfortable with yourself. And you may not have always been comfortable with yourself. In fact, you may have reached this point because you were feeling like somebody else had left you out in the cold, deserted you, or was just not, treating you properly. Like they give you a little, like they're feeding you like breadcrumbs, and they give you like just enough to keep you following them or attached or looped into something, but never enough to really feel comfortable in this friendship, romantic relationship, whatever it is. We got the Two of Cups here. Familiar relationship. So because of that, it looks like we've learned to maybe, okay, that's how you're going to, you might treat me like that, but I'm going to take good care of myself. I'm going to treat myself well. I'll just spend some time by myself. I'll just hang out with me instead of you. And, oh goodness. All right, heavy air, water, and earth here. Very heavy earth. Taurus and Virgo. And somebody's feeling like the weight of, like they're feeling the weight of this like spiritually based relationship, this soulmate or twin flame connection. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. So it could be a soulmate that's a different type of soulmate, a friend, or it's probably romantic because we do have the Knight of Cups here. But they just feel like it's such a burden, like they don't know how to deal with it. They're overwhelmed by the connection. And they may be going through something today. Again, 7-7, there could be some spiritual growth here for them today too. Which would end this cycle, and they could put these wands down, like the burden would be lifted. There's a desire to communicate and really say what it is they mean and they're feeling, but it seems like it never just comes out. They'd like to have a traditional relationship with you. They'd like it, relationship to be healthy and normal though. With these cards, we're beginning with free will. That's the only one that's upright. The next card is potential. It's in reverse. So all of the stuff that I was just saying is dependent on free will. Like it's you got to make a choice. Or if you're going to like put effort into a relationship or not. If someone distrusts you and if you're going to clear up the matter, clarify it, explain yourself or not. Got the Lovers. So yeah, it's another indication of a soulmate or twin flame connection. Got the Two of Swords in reverse. Justice. So far they're all in reverse. The Lovers, the Two of Swords, and Justice were all in reverse, as is the Knight of Swords. So yeah, communication is off. But someone would really like to say something. And so we come to the Tower, and something may have occurred that got us to this place. Something may have happened. Or one could have had a revelation, or maybe an experience like I did today. So that was sort of like a revelation too, like I'm just writing out my thoughts, and it becomes like a picture. Whatever it is, it's not as if it was something that was bad. It's unexpected no matter what. Just sort of came out of nowhere. But if it was something that was bad or heavy or that you weren't ready for, it's just not as serious as, of course, if the tower was upright. Like, this is something we can get past this. We can figure this out and move on. There could be imbalance in a relationship. Yeah, there could have been some sort of hurt in a relationship. Somebody made an offer, the offer was rejected. That could have felt like a tower. And then it's like, okay, well, now I'm imbalanced or undecided. Like, now what do I do? What's my next move here? And, there's room to fix that situation maybe. Or even if you don't, like, you're going to be okay. It's not the end of the world with the tower in reverse. I'll do one more. And then we'll just cut. Look, yeah, somebody definitely feels betrayed, hurt, and it was in connection to a relationship. Whether again if it was a romantic relationship, a friendship, a familiar relationship. If it was a friendship, it's it's like BFFs or something, and something went way wrong. You used to be like a happy family. Now there's sadness, there's disappointment that something went awry. Still a desire, maybe to make an offer, but it's going to take a while. The Knight of Pentacles moves very slow. Could involve not only a female, not only a woman, but an air sign, woman, female, especially Libra or Gemini. But of course, Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And our actual overall energy is the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like, despite that, and the fact that you're always feeling like you're having to, be on the defensive and sort of keep pushing. Somebody's trying to keep you down, or some sort of energy is trying to get you down and keep you down. You like may have been down, but you're not out. And again, you're going to just, if I can't deal with it, if this is too heavy for me right now, or too heavy for you, you can't deal with me, I can't deal with you, I'm just going to, keep to myself and make myself feel comfortable, make myself at home, make a place for myself. So again, more earth sign energy, more feminine or female energy potentially. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Fresh start, new opportunity, release the past. This is your second chance. We just saw inner child, so somebody could have been, whatever happened, could have been sparked by something from the past, or, maybe once it happened, you reverted to the past, like, oh, I should have known, this was going to happen, or something would go wrong, or whatever. Like you're stuck in that old energy, and it's trying to get you to move into a new place, and I opened to that journal again. So I guess, like I said, that's why I was meant to tell you guys about the fact that I had journaled. You are likely meant to as well. Write, process, contemplate, and understand your sacred journey. That is so much what I did. That's a perfect description of what I did. And again, there's a new opportunity. If you release the past, this is your second chance. And we got blessings here. Protection, attention, love. Your guides are always with you. And here we have an overall energy of home. What did I just say the Queen of Pentacles likes to do? Make herself at home, create a comfortable home. And that's like, that can be like wherever she is. It's more of an energy than it is like an actual place. Just a place, a feeling. A space is probably the better word rather than place. A space, because that can be like a physical space or energetic space or whatever, where you just feel good and at home, and you cozy, warm, secure. You feel at home with each other. So there could also be something about mending the relationship or now acknowledging as individuals, maybe in your own mind, maybe while you're journaling, that, when I'm with that person, I feel like this. Crowning the masculine here, we have the Hangman. He's in a place of limbo. Like I said, we saw the Tower. We saw a couple of things that look like energy of fear, distrust, anxiety. So that may be connected to him, and just this feeling of unsurety. Usually when the Hangman shows up, there's something of which we need to let go too. This could be connected to that need to let go of the past and to move forward. That may be what it takes to get him out of limbo. But he'll have to make that move. The Hangman is also a very spiritual card, or can be a very spiritual card. So this could be something about dealing with one's own humanity and divinity. Again, particularly today, I feel that is a very strong energy around the collective. This 7-7 energy. Hangman. Crowning the feminine. We got the Chariot. So she is in a place of ready to move. Energetically, maybe ready to move on, ready to move forward, ready to move in, and she may be doing some of these things in a very literal sense, traveling or moving in some way or sense in her own life. Maybe moving house, right? We got the home, we got the Queen of Pentacles, so it could be literal. Chariot is also a card of victory. In terms of love, it can be about you not being at the same pace, like somebody rushing you or you rushing somebody, or applying pressure where it's not desired at the moment. So if I had to guess who was doing that in this case and it had to do with love, I would say it's the feminine who's ready to move, and the masculine, again, is not. He's hanging here in limbo. There's an air of suspension. It's not a good time for you to apply pressure to him and try to get him to do anything. That could end up being working in reverse. It could end up being like a turnoff. Surrounding the masculine, we have the Eight of Cups. So there's a desire for him to move on and or move toward something. But then so far he's stuck. He's hanging in this, he's in this air of suspension. He's in this limbo. And again, could have to do with spirituality. He could be realizing that he's growing spiritually, he's maturing spiritually, and so he desires more. I need something greater. This 3D life that I've been living is limited for me. Like, I've outgrown it, and I need to move on to something else. Or I need to move on to someone else. Like if he's been hanging out with people who aren't very spiritual and don't understand what he's going through or don't feel the same things. It's like I need to move toward, people or someone that is also on this type of journey and gets it. Or from, where I can grow further. We've got this moon here. There is a full moon next week also. Another really heavy energy that's coming in. It's going to be the Capricorn full moon. And what's interesting about this year is that this is like the final time that Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, will cycle through Capricorn for the next, after this, when it's finished, I think in January, that'll be it, for the next 28 years. So the energy of Saturn and Capricorn very, very intense this year, with this final phase, and the final phase means closing out of a lot of things for a lot of people too. Capricorn rules the 10th house, so that's like public image and like your social, like people that you're hanging out with. So again, could be friends, could be stuff like that, and um, maybe leaving some people and things behind and moving on towards something greater. You know, your public, you're taking center stage. Surrounding the feminine. Wow, more of this house, joy, happiness, um, love, commitment, energy. Somebody feminine and or female energy that watches definitely could be moving house or remodeling your house or something as well. Masculine subconscious, the past, likely a relationship, Six of Cups, soulmate relationship, very possibly. And he could be torn between moving toward it and moving away from it. Like, you know, I got to get up out of here, or I really like to figure out how, like, I can release whatever it is I'm holding on to that's preventing me, that's blocking me from moving toward this connection. Soulmate connection. Feminine subconscious. We have the Four of Cups. So she's like not even expecting an offer, basically. She's thinking maybe everything's off the table. Maybe, probably not realizing that, you know, he's considering stuff. You know, it's like, oh, I haven't heard from him, so it looks like I'm never going to get an offer. Although for some people, on the feminine side, the not only is an offer coming, but it is an offer of some kind of, like I said, commitment. Whatever will be the next level of commitment for you, up to and including even marriage, or having children or whatever it is, could be there. Purchasing a house together, moving in together, all those things. But if commitment doesn't already exist, then it can be one that gets started. That could be what he's thinking about too. Am I ready to, you know, make some sort of offer of a commitment? Crowning, we have the Magician in reverse. So neither archetype, masculine or feminine, using their full power of manifestation. Right? They both could afford to work on their manifestation a little stronger and have a little bit more confidence and belief in themselves that they can bring these things about to pass. At the root or foundation, the Six of Pentacles. So there's an energy of exchange, equal exchange, equity, balance, love, give and take, right? Give and receive, the ability to do both and freely without an agenda, unconditional love. Also, in terms of material things, the universe stepping in to help you, you know, sort of blessing you. Unexpectedly, often it's unexpected. Just like right on time, the help you need comes in. So you need a moving van, you can't find anybody, all of a sudden, the energy of the Six of Pentacles, you know, your friend that has a big truck or whatever, all of a sudden is available to help you move or something like that because of the energy of the Six of Pentacles. At the heart of the matter, the Emperor in reverse. And I think that this is very true because we have, again, crowning the masculine, we have the Hangman. I just feel like this Emperor very much is representative of him. As a matter of fact, yesterday, I think, Aries, which is the card represents the signs of Aries and Scorpio, both of which are ruled by Mars. So Mars was located in Aries up till yesterday, I believe. And when there's a holiday week, a holiday in the middle of the week on a Monday, sometimes I get confused like what day it is and what date it is and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was yesterday that Mars left Aries and moved into Taurus. And so, when Mars is the representative, the planet itself is representative of the masculine energy, and sort of Venus's counterpart, the feminine energy. And I just feel like he was in more control and in more power when he was in his own space, right? He was in his own sign, which he ruled. And now he's upside down, but the hangman is upside down. The masculine is like hanging upside down, trying to get something figured out. All right, so I'm going to put these down for a second. And see if we can get any connections here. So, joining the hangman, we have observe, social media, fascination, curiosity, watching from a distance. So in trying to figure something out, we may have this masculine actually like looking in, like literally trying to figure something out. Maybe watching you on social media, or watching something or someone on social media, or doing some sort of research and trying to get clear on something, I guess, so he can make a decision. What am I going to do? And how am I going to do it? Joining the chariot for the feminine, we have masculine. So again, for some people, that while this can be literal, we do have, for the most part, the feminine wanting to move on, or wanting to make a move on the masculine or with the masculine. Your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate, is seeking you. So even if he is not moving physically, like energetically, again, and it looks like mentally and emotionally, he is sort of connecting and trying to get something figured out. I like that there's a boat here, because this is also like movement, and the water is like emotion, and this is a card of movement and water. The chariot represents the sign of Cancer most directly, where of course the sun is currently located, which is ruled by the moon. Again, is a full moon in Cancer's mirror opposite sign, mirror opposite axis, Capricorn, next week on the 13th, I think it is. So this is, again, movement in this area. Joining the Eight of Cups, we have healing, self-care, time out, be gentle with yourself and your twin. So he is going through some sort of spiritual thing, again, larger than what he's normally used to. And it will take some time for him to be hanging upside down by himself and going through growth and healing and stuff, which is positive. Joining the Four of Wands for the feminine, we have balance. And I can see like balance in the card, because you do have the two, the two wands. They call this the 11-11 card, because you got the two over here, the two over here. And these four, they make up the foundation. They hold things together. This is about balance and support. Yin and yang, darkness and light. Stay centered in your higher self. Joining the masculine soulmate. Well, yeah, the soulmate card. Joining the masculine's subconscious card, the Six of Cups, we have regret. So he has some regrets about something in the past, or someone in the past. And I think he doesn't want to have any more. I think that's why he's hanging here trying to figure out what to do. Remorse, life regrets, loss. And he needs to start making more empowered choices. So that's why he's hanging in the balance. He's hanging upside down, trying to get it figured out. Feminine, we have control. And it's here with this Four of Cups. Stagnation, delusion, release the need to control situations. So like where I was saying, like we're not even expecting an offer, we're not looking for anything. Like we have in our mind like made up like what's going to happen next and how things are going to happen, or what's not going to happen. And that's what we need to let go of and to stop doing. Also, again, there was the desire with the Chariot probably to push something, to move something along. Like, okay, the clock is ticking, the relationship's not kicking off fast enough, and that too we would be guided to not do. And also to exercise some self control if you feel the need to sort of pressure him while he's in this space where he is meant to be to himself. Joining the Magician in reverse, we have Feminine. I do like how she'll end up sitting next to the Masculine. Your divine feminine, you are seeking her. And this is all, it says, your divine feminine, you, seeking her twin or soulmate. So either you're seeking your twin or soulmate, or your divine feminine, if you're the masculine, is seeking you. But again, not using their full manifestation power. So there's more that we could do to actually bring it about. And at the root or foundation, joining the Six of Pentacles, we have deception, mask, illusion, duplicity. Look beyond the superficial. The earth signs or pentacles do tend to be about the more superficial, material, surface, not so much inside, and what makes a person. And so I'm getting something about like feeling, even though this is about equity and equality, like maybe not necessarily feeling that way and feeling sort of less than the other person, or like you can't be your whole normal self or whole self, period. Like if you are, then, you know, maybe that will cause them to lose interest or something like that. And I just feel like you have to take a chance on being yourself, because the relationship is definitely not going to work if you try to, you know, go through it in life wearing a mask. And joining the Emperor at the heart of the matter, we do have alone. And again, I felt like the masculine needed to spend some time alone, at least right now. We have abandoned, though. Abandoned, lonely, lost. But the divine is within you. And which sort of brings me full circle, because I said that that's what I felt I was being guided to do the reading for. The whole purpose of the reading was to connect with our own divinity today, 7/7. All right, so let's see. How do we do that? Any advice on how we do that? For the masculine, receive. You got to work on your ability to receive, masculine. You probably want to give, you know, provide, maybe. And I'm feeling like you want to do that. You haven't necessarily actually done that, but you do want to do that. But you also have to be open to receiving and ready to receive. You know, like you're standing in your own way. You're blocking your own blessing, so to speak, somehow. And maybe that's the purpose of this, like why you're going through this here, so that you can reach this place of being open-minded, abundant, and ready. It is your time to receive. And see, that's what I was saying here too. Like if you're not being your whole self, it's not going to work. And the Six of Pentacles is a card of giving and receiving and the ability to do both. And it's necessary. It's required to do both for love to be able to pass, you know, both ways in a healthy way. What can the feminine do here? Well, we have yes. The answer to your question is yes. So if you're like wondering what's going on, if everything's going to be okay and it's going to be fine, the answer is yes. Should I chill out? Should I mind my business? Yes. You know, yes to all of that. And then again, if the cards for you also align with something more literal in your life, like with your home or whatever, should I, you know, clean up? Should I remodel? Should I, you know, get new curtains? Then yes to that also. And then from the tarot deck here, for the masculine, we do have the Seven of Swords. And this is like stealing away. I'm hearing like, oh, stealing away. Is there a song like that too? Steal away. Why don't we steal? I think there is a song. Why don't we steal away into the night? Um, I don't know the lyrics. We'll have to, and they didn't just come to me. That's all. What you just heard is all that came to me. So if you feel like it might be connected to you, we'll have to look it up. Look up the lyrics. I will point out this is another seven. Again, today I was guided to do the reading 7-7. So that might be significant for somebody. Other than that, this can have to do with deception too. The masculine may be the one who, again, is wearing a mask, who's not, hasn't been open to receiving, has been sort of closed off or throws up like a wall when the feminine is trying to give to him. And so this is can be a card of deception, but like not only of other people, but of yourself, like lying to yourself and lacking confidence, maybe even a low self-esteem. So that could be things that masculine needs to work on in order to even work on his ability to receive. Like you got to believe you deserve it. If you're feeling like low, like your self-esteem is low, or your confidence is low, then you don't feel like you deserve the abundance, then you can't receive it. You're not ready. When this has to do also with people, for me, it can often have to do with exes coming back or people coming back into your life. But it's like when they do, they haven't changed, which in some cases is fine. It could be like, oh my God, you haven't changed a bit. So great. We pick up where we left off. And then for some, it's like, oh, you haven't changed. Like it's the same crap. And I don't know which is the case for you. But if it applies to you that way, it's one or the other. And then for the feminine, we have moon. So there's definitely something, that we're unaware of, and maybe we're being deceived. We got deception here again, like I said. We're being deceived. Something's being hidden. We don't know all the information. Something's been withheld. But if you receive guidance, even with the moon in reverse, you may be confused as to the messages that you're getting. Am I seeing all the messages? Am I understanding all the messages, signs, synchronicities, and stuff like that? And you may be confused about that. But if you receive guidance, even if you don't know exactly what it means or why you're meant to do a particular thing or another, have the strength to do it anyway. Like be bold enough to do it anyway. To follow your intuition. You are, even if you're confused, when the moon shows up, our psychic abilities and awareness is heightened. It is strong. So your intuition is strong. You just maybe might be a little bit unclear as to translating it, reading it, or whatever. But again, if you are guided to do any particular thing, the idea is that you go ahead and do it, bravely and without being concerned as to what the outcome of having done it may be. And you'll find out soon enough. The universe will let you in on the secret soon enough. I'll pull one last one for both archetypes for everybody. And it is Judgment. So Judgment's actually one of my favorite cards because it can have to do with abundance that is earned. Like I was just talking about being deserving. You got to believe that you deserve it in order for it to come in. So this is like a perfect card to talk about that. If you are judging yourself, if you are putting yourself down or judging other people without being open to observing and really understanding and changing your perspective, then you could be blocking blessings. But when the Judgment card shows up, it tends to be a positive thing in the way that I read it, and it is about abundance that's earned on its way to you. So again, it could have something to do with a home, some sort of increase in your finances, or in your household, maybe a baby. Again, somebody's gonna get married. Will you marry me? Yes. Am I pregnant? Yes. Because we got this Four of Wands here. We got this yes here. Also, though, for relationships, it could be about like a make or break moment or opportunity. where two people, whether it's romantic or otherwise, are deciding, like, where do we go from here? What are we going to do? Are we going to do anything? The answer is probably yes, if that's the question. So now once you figure out, yes, we're going to do something, then what? How? And you can figure the rest out from there. Judgment is also about second chances, or can be about second chances. So if you're getting a house and you put in a bid and somebody else outbid you, and they say, oh man, then the realtor could call you back and say, guess what? That person's contract fell through. You're up again. Second chance. Or in a relationship, or, in relationships, second chances. People from your past, exes getting back together, current relationships that had hitting the rocks or whatever, having an opportunity to talk things out and figure out what they're going to do and have a second chance. And that's what you got. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. Namaste.